my coping strategy. I'm feeling anxiety about tomorrow going back to work. And I want to disappear, go to sleep for a while. I don't want to deal with it. So this is what I do. I just zone out and get tired and don't deal with it. I have a desire to have something drastic happen to me. Something that makes me go into a coma. Something that makes me have to go on short-term, long-term disability. Something that prevents me from having to deal with my normal life. Something that makes me completely vulnerable and useless and no good to anybody just for a while. And of course, I don't have the guts to hurt myself, but I almost feel like I'm building up the guts to do it. Like I'm trying to get the strength to do something to myself so that I get basically a get out of jail pass. That's what it feels like. I feel like I'm in jail. I feel like I'm not getting any fulfillment at work, and now it's causing a problem, anxiety, stress. My home life is nothing but overwhelming anxiety, stress, and messiness, and then put my husband's anger on top of it, and how he doesn't know how to control it, and he doesn't know how to speak softly or have grace or be humble or apologetic or communicative. He can't give me a compliment. He can't do anything but negative crap, and it's in negativity at work, and negativity at home, negativity in my own mind, and then put us in a freaking Disneyland vacation with my in-laws, who I don't find to be all that negative, but they can be, of course. Anybody can be. And then I feel like I can't be honest with Donna, because then she just tells me how I'm not supposed to be and tells me how to fix it, and doesn't really want to listen to my problem or understand or empathize or sympathize. She just wants me to get over it or fix it. Of course, can't open up to Brandon and Kaylee or Trevor. I mean, they just all see me as some twit, idiot, doesn't know what I'm talking about, doesn't know what I'm feeling or doing, or doesn't even think I'm a human, really. I feel like invisible to them. Kids, and of course little Alyssa, they're just being themselves, and I see them with so much innocence and want to protect them from all this cruel world crap. I'm having a hard time dealing. I'm having a hard time coping. And if I enjoyed alcohol or could stomach it, I would totally be drinking all the time. I would be totally trying to pass out, so I wouldn't have to deal. And I tried Vicodin. I tried becoming a Vicodin addict over the weekend, where I took a pill on Thursday night, and it made me so drowsy and loopy, and it made me feel so good on Thursday night. I told Jim, I said, I'm going to be taking this hydrocone Vicodin stuff at the park, at the Disneyland park, so that I can become a nice happy crystal, Hakuna Matata, no worries, no nothing, I'm not stressed, I'm just happy, and everyone can go fuck themselves, because I don't care. And he didn't tell me not to. he didn't seem to care. Or maybe he didn't think I was serious. I don't know, but that's my relationship with him, is he doesn't really pay attention. So on Friday night, I did take a half a one, but it wasn't, it wasn't in the night. It was before we left, right? And my tooth was hurting. My tooth was hurting a lot, so I had a prescription for it. It wasn't just because I was taking it. But it's silly to take a hydrocone for tooth pain when the tooth pain only happens when I drink something cold, right? Anyway, Friday night was fine. It was fun. I got a little angry at the end of the night, but I was fine otherwise. I just wish my husband would show me a little more affection, and that's where I started to go down my depression hole, again and again and again. I just kept going there, whether it be my husband or somebody else. I just kept allowing my brain to go into these places where I didn't want it to go, but I couldn't help it from going. And then Saturday, I started off in a good mood and quickly plummeted, and then went up and then down and then up and then down, and then, I was fine. And then we went on the Finding Nemo ride after I had taken the hydrocone, which I think already makes you susceptible to nausea. And then the Finding Nemo ride is what did me in, and that's when there's all the seasickness and motion sickness just got me crazy. And we went on that car ride and drove the cars, and all the fumes from those cars. Not the car ride, but the Automania or whatever that one is in Tomorrowland. Anyway, I was so nauseous for the rest of the day. Star Tours, I almost threw up there. I threw up a little bit after Automania, before the Buzz Lightyear ride, but not enough to say I got it all up. I knew I had more in there. I just didn't feel like throwing up, but I kept trying to force it down. And then after Star Tours, we went home, and I walked into the I went back to the hotel room. I walked in the hotel room, and the AC had been off all day in that hotel room, so it was all warm and muggy and ugh. And just that flow of warm air, that yucky warm air, made me rush to the bathroom and puke up. So I really didn't have much time to think about my feelings as much as I was just trying to make it through the day on a motion sickness stomach, and trying to enjoy myself even though I was feeling miserable. And then Sunday I woke up feeling just fine, but didn't dare do any of those motion rides. And I woke up in a good mood, and I was singing and dancing in Main Street, and my husband wasn't all that awesome. He got angry at pretty much at every little thing. So I quickly went to that dark place and wanted to disappear and leave and just tell everybody, fuck you, and fuck you too, and fuck you, and just, but nobody deserves that. Nobody knew what was going on with me from last week or the week before, the month before. Nobody was at fault. It was all me and how I was responding to things. And I know that. Yet I still feel like I'm having a hard time coping. Anyway, we end up having such a terrible time at California Adventure. We eventually went back to Disneyland. And in Disneyland, we finished the night out strong. We rode some rides. Everyone was kind of ticked at each other, but we all got over it eventually. And we went home, went to bed. Went back to the hotel and went to bed, and then woke up the next day, and then tensions were flying again. Oh my gosh, it was just so freaking emotional all weekend. And I would say it's not so much tensions were flying because you don't really hear anything. No one's saying anything verbally too much. It's not confrontational, but you can feel the tension. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I could feel it, and I didn't like it, and I didn't like being with everyone. I just wanted to sneak away with my 2 kids and go have the time of our lives. Anyway, now I'm just gonna lie here because I don't want to deal with my day. I don't want to deal with the house. Don't want to think about work. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lie here. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.